Hello, this is my entry for AG Surfer's contest video. You wanted your 7 favorite superheroes and I guess a couple of movies you want to show. I guess I'll start off with Superman just because he's the OG. Everyone knows who Superman is, and then I still think he's a good character. Like, because a lot of people complain about him being too powerful, but all you have to do is like make stronger villains. I don't understand what the problem is. So he's in there. These are, well, sort of in order. I guess it's number 7. Second is or 6 is the Hulk. I don't know. It's like you figure some guy that gets like super strong when he's pissed off. He's like such a weird concept. Like, I guess well, I got it from Frankenstein or something. I don't know. But yeah, his stories are always fun. Even I prefer these old stories when he was dumb. Even though the Peter David stuff when he got smarter was cool too. Yeah, but I like the Hulk. It's fun. I guess it's because you had to watch his superhero fights because he fights against villains and heroes. And what is this? 5th is Batman. I like Batman. I think I like Batman more if people didn't love him so much. Like, like I'm a fan of the character. I get irritated by his fans sometimes. They just like get too crazy. You know, Batman can beat anybody. Batman's invincible. Batman. I was like, all right, calm down, man. It's like he's a cool character. I like him, but yeah, Batman's cool. His fans are kind of out there sometimes. 4th, or what is this? 5th is the Flash. No, yeah, whatever. The Flash. I just like characters with super speed. I don't know why. I like this cover too. It's pretty cool. Kind of looks like a Silver Samurai. Yeah, I don't know. I was a big fan during the Mark Waid when he was writing it, and I always liked him. Actually, like I was because the character, the Flash I grew up with was Wally West, but I've come around for Barry too because Barry's a lot more powerful anyway. That's cool. Let's see. I think this is my 3rd. Put Spider-Man in there, even though I don't currently read any Spider-Man books. Like, I don't know. He was my favorite when I was a kid. When I started off, everything I picked up was just Spider-Man, Spider-Man this, Spider-Man that. And this is like one of the cool stories that I like too. When he tries to stop the Juggernaut, it's a 2-parter. I have the other part too. Yeah, he was my favorite as a kid. After that Clone Saga, I kind of like lost interest. Let's see. This is the Thor. I like Thor because I like these. I just like these cosmic stories, and he seems to be in. I like the stories when he's out in space, or in Asgard or whatever. Yeah, he's just a cool character. It's just funny that they just took like some Norse mythology character and they made it into their own. I thought that was pretty cool for Marvel. Because anybody could just make a Thor. Like, you could just use Thor in any comic you can. Like, you can just make your own version of him. But this is recognized more as the Thor. More popular than the actual Norse god, I guess. And this is my favorite superhero, the Silver Surfer. Because I just like, I like cosmic stories. This is a cool issue, too. Galactus dies. Like, everybody dies except for the Surfer. But, yeah, I just like the Surfer. I don't know. Like, I like that he has all these crazy powers, and I prefer this Surfer for a while because it's like they always try to go with this like hippie Surfer. I mean, he's always like a peaceful guy, but he fights if he has to. And now they kind of like go overboard with the whole thing where he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to do anything, and where they just made the stories too weird. I just liked them like roaming around the spaceways, running into some crazy ass space freaking tyrant or something. But yeah, those are my superheroes. And they'll probably change, whatever. Like, I was big into the Green Lantern Jeff Johns run too. Whatever, I guess some movies. This is a Watership Down. This is my favorite animated movie. This is actually a Disney movie. But it's pretty, it gets pretty crazy. It's about these rabbits that are trying to find a new warren to live in. Because they have this one rabbit that kind of like sees the future. he's like their prophet or whatever. So they gotta like look around. They run into all kinds of crazy weird stuff. They go into like, I don't know. I don't really get that into the story, but yeah, they run into different animals and all this stuff. But it gets pretty gruesome. So it's a pretty cool movie. I don't know if this is what you wanted. Like, if you wanted to just show off movies you like there aren't as known, or I don't know. I don't know if that many people know about Watership Down. It's a cool book too. This is He Walked by Night. This is a, I think it's a black and white. I can't remember when I watched. Yeah, it's black and white. This actually is cool because I remember when I was in high school, I used to talk to my friend a lot. We used to just talk a bunch of nonsense, and I used to tell him, how come people don't use the sewers more often? You know, like after they commit crimes, you know, to escape. And he's like, "What are you talking about? They did do that." This is, I guess, based on true events, and it was here in L.A. too. They couldn't figure out where this guy was. Like he was like committing like robbing places, and then he just disappeared. He was sliding into the sewers, and they couldn't figure it out. It's like they had bigger like holes you could just slide into. It was pretty crazy. He's got his old cache down there with guns and everything. But it's pretty cool. And this is my third movie. This is Chopper, starring Eric Bana. I became an Eric Bana fan after this movie. It's based on a real guy named Mark Brandon Reed. I guess he got famous after he killed some guy outside a club. Then he wrote a book about it. But it's just crazy. This guy's just nuts. It's like he's in and out of prison, and he's just showing all this different stuff. And the mafia, well, I guess the Australian mafia, whatever that means, is after him and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty crazy. It's gory. It's funny. It's just nuts. It's a cool movie. All right, the next 4 is gonna be like kung fu flicks. I'm gonna put up. These are probably like my top 4 favorite like martial arts movies, like because I like the old martial arts movies with like the bad dubbing and everything. This is the one arm boxer starring Jimmy Wang Yu. I guess it's he's at his dojo, and then all of a sudden all these different cast of characters showed up, like led by this guy. This guy could like punch your limbs off with his hands or whatever. And they have all these weird little characters like Muay Thai guys. These are like monks, and they all have their own certain little powers. Or like they have like a Hindu guy but it's pretty cool. So they pretty much beat the hell out of everybody, take his arm, and then he's got to have revenge. It's funny because you can see that his arm's inside his shirt the whole time, but it's a cool movie. Like if you like movies where you have to go through all these levels of guys to get to the main leader. This is actually the more known one. This is actually a sequel. It's called Master of the Flying Guillotine. It's even crazier. I still like the first one better though because it's original. But they got this guy with his old man, this blind old man. He like throws that guillotine around your head and he chops your head off. See this character right here? I think this is the character they based Dalsim on in Street Fighter because he can stretch out his arms. He's like a yogi or something. This movie's even more nuts. Cool soundtrack and everything. This is actually I think Quentin Tarantino's favorite martial arts movie. Like he had one where it said like Quentin Tarantino presents. And let's see, this is Born Invincible, starting Carter Wong. You probably know him from Big Trouble in Little China. He was one of those storms. He was the guy that could like inflate himself and then blows himself up. Yeah, this movie's pretty cool because it's like they call it Tai Chi style, where you learn this weird style where you're like impervious. You can't be stabbed. You can't really do anything to him. But I guess the only drawbacks is your hair turns white and you have like a high pitched voice. It's funny because of the dubbing and everything. And then you only have one weakness, but if you want to watch it, you got to find out like what it is. The only way to take him out because he's like a bad guy too, but it's like he's like the main character. And this is my favorite one. This is Shaolin Master Killer, also known as Enter the 36 Chambers. They have like Wu-Tang uses a lot of stuff in this movie, like a lot of the little songs that come on the Shaw Brothers music. I think it's Shaw Brothers. But this one's pretty cool. If you like movies about like a guy that doesn't know anything, shows up and starts training. So 36 chambers are different chambers you got to go through to learn how to be a, I guess, martial arts master, or he becomes a monk actually. But then he goes out and he's like trying to get revenge for what happened to him. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, everybody should check out AG Surfer's channel. He's a cool dude. He puts up a lot of good stuff, entertaining. And hope you get a lot more subscribers, man. And thanks for watching, guys.